welcome to MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hale, and today we're going to cover some more tips for managing multiple sclerosis in this wonderful book. Um, and I'm sorry, time got away from me. I was trying to unpack. I was down in Florida caring for my dad. Uh, by the way, the Panhandle of Florida has terrible health care. Unbelievable. My father had surgery and they didn't even give him a medication sheet when he went home. So he took some medication and that they wanted him to discontinue that they didn't tell him 3 days. And, he started bleeding. He started bleeding bad, bad doctor. Anyway, yeah. And I'm his caregiver. Hi, Sharia. They were supposed to be talking to me secondary, but the cardiologist who walked around with a mirror, thinking he's so darn important, he never talked to me until I got on the phone and called the doctor on call. So I'm telling you, we're going to sue. We're going to sue, and the proceeds, if we get anything, because the attorney takes everything. If we get anything, the proceeds will be donated to charity. Because it just hi there. I'm back in Maryland. You said I'm sorry. How come I'm always apologizing? Because I'm a hot mess. Hi, Jane. Dennis, I'm back. You know how good God is to me. Bad things happen, but in fact, when I went to the airport yesterday, they came out. The guy, hi there. Thank you. This is I'm wearing the messy bun, and I ran out of time. So there was a porter who pulled up the wheelchair, and he's to me, and he said, you board at 1:15. It's yeah, you're really cutting it close. I don't know if you're going to make your flight. And I looked at him and I smiled. I said, you know what? I'll make the flight. I'm telling you, I will. He says, I'll know the pre-board is 1:15 and you've got less than 40 minutes to get there in TSA. And I said, you know what? God is so good to me. You'll see. And he looked at me and he smiled and made them, got there 7 minutes to spare. I'm sitting in there and I looked up at him and I said, told you. He said, so that's because you believed it. Of course, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's get into multiple sclerosis tips there. And Jane's here, Karen's here, and Dennis is here, and Betty Jo and Sharia is here, and Richard is here, and everybody's saying good morning to each other. So everybody is in, and I forgot. Oh wait, there is David's with us this morning, and Betty Jo is here, and so everybody is saying hi to each other, and that is great. So I'm going to talk about the next tip. All right, remember we did the tip, and I want to know how we did the first tip, right? The first tip was keeping balance in our life, right? Because we're trying to manage fatigue and prior. It just, and sure. By the way, YouTube Sharia says hi. But then again, all the Facebook people are saying hi to the YouTube, and you know what, you guys are awesome. So remember, keeping a balance in our life by prioritizing our list, right? So what we were going to do is make a list of things that need to be accomplished, put our energy levels next to it, and work our way on the list of accomplishing things depending on how much energy we have. Remember, we were going to prioritize, eliminate, consolidate, and streamline. I'll tell you what, and I know that because Dad is mobility challenge right now. So what I had to do, I thinking when he wanted me to make coffee, I had to get his coffee, walk across, fill the coffee filters in the coffee maker, walk across, put the coffee away, walk back across, get the coffee container, walk back to the sink, fill it up with water, fill the coffee maker, and then wait till it brews, then walk back to the refrigerator and get the creamer and bring it back and in a coffee cup. I'm telling you, that was not consolidating. And he says, no, I don't. I called him. I said, how you doing this morning? He says, I'm not going to do coffee. I said, I wouldn't either. The only reason why we did coffee is because I was a caregiving to you. But let me tell you something. That is not streamlining. Not that now, granted, dealing. Stand by. Sharia Jane said hi. Jane, Mama Jane said hi. Hi to you. Anyway, so to give you an idea, that is not streamlining. I told them, so I wouldn't have coffee either. Move the coffee maker by the sink in the refrigerator so that when you're there and the filters, everything's there. Make put the filter and in and fill up the coffee with the grinds, and then you don't have to do steps to fill up the water and fill up the coffee. So what I'm saying, I forgot to check the internet connections. Yeah. But anyway, that's an example of streamlining. So you just when it's done, you can sit there and everything's within arm's reach. Because I asked him last night how'd you do feed the dog? Because his dog is bowls on one side of the kitchen, the microwave's on the other, dog food is around the corner in the pantry, and that's crazy. So he was talking a little bit and a little bit about how uh, all the things he had to do to feed his dog. He didn't have any energy to feed himself. And I said, of course not. Of course you didn't. Of course, because I wouldn't be. Just that is not streamlining. So what I'm saying to you is, knowing that, how can we streamline our lives? That was our lesson before I went down to Florida, and it's an example about how very few people streamline their life. So we have to do that. Okay. And Richard is sharing here, hot weather makes him weaker. Yes, weather makes me weaker. It's true, but turn on your air conditioning. Go out in the morning and in the evening. Uh, um, Going out during the day, in the high noon or in the afternoon is craziness. Um, I I uh, I do it only because I do labs, and I'm going to be doing. I signed up to do labs at 4 o'clock. I mean 3 or 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I think. So I'll be doing that. Hi there, Melissa. Uh, so you know what, Melissa? Do you wear your cooling vest uh, in the heat of the day at 12 o'clock, or when do you go out? Because it seems it's between 11 and 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. It's awful up in the northeast. So all right. So we were talking a little bit about streamlining, and nobody's talking about streamlining except for me managing your energy. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to jump off that topic because you students, you students, that was wrong. The group. All right, I am here for you, so I've got to dictate the way you want this to go, and you don't care about streamlining anything or prioritizing. Uh, I'm not getting the feedback. So I'm not going to ignore you. I'm going to say cooling vests is what you're talking about. All right. All right. So Melissa is just sharing. She takes mass transit. So she wears her vest when she has to take mass transit. All right. Let me see if there is any. Let me jump to cooling. Cooling. Uh, let's see, because they have all sorts of tips. Cooling, yeah, they have all sorts of tips, but unfortunately, none on cooling, right? That I can find fast. I would have. All right, here we go. Now, okay, there's a. All right, cooling clothing systems. All right, there's a lot. Thermoelectric. Okay, so I'm going to jump around to all of these pages. Betty says, heat. Betty Joe says the heat makes her sick, but extreme heat and cold didn't start bothering her until 4 years ago. It's called thermogenic regulation dysfunction, and very very much like well, we were talking 2 weeks ago about cardiology problems caused by MS. That it's rare, but it happens there, and there is thermogenic dysfunction, and your body has a natural ability to regulate. It's a kind of like sweat or cool itself down or heat itself up. Uh, and when you've had MS for a long time, even a short time, one of the symptoms that you may be experiencing that I have is that I don't know when I'm getting overheated or I'm getting too cold. Actually, I feel cold. I'm more uncomfortable with cold than heat. So I don't know I'm in trouble with heat until I can't see or I can't walk. That's why the longer you've had MS, or the more that you're prone to that, the less. Never go into a hot tub. Never go into let's say steam room or a sauna, because when I was down there, they kept telling me we've got a steam room and a sauna, and I said no, I've got to have, even though it may feel good for a minute, they just sit there and you'll enjoy it's like the frog in the pot. You don't know that the water is boiling until you're floating. Can't get out. So just don't do it. Don't do it. Be aware, and I remember in California, uh, yeah, I don't sweat either, Melissa. I don't, in the desert. I remember in Loma Linda, I went out in California to weed the garden, and I didn't realize it was getting so hot, and I didn't realize I couldn't walk. But what ended up happening was my husband looked out in the backyard, and we had automatic sprinklers, and he turned on the automatic sprinklers. It cooled me down enough to breathe, or to function, so he can walk out, turn them off, and pick me up, and he carried me in the air conditioning. So now Betty Joe is climbing in with, so we're talking a lot about people not sweating. All right, and the heat, too much heat makes Betty Joe sick. Let's see, and Sherry is saying when the heat gets bad, you know what? The heat, it's the humidity in mobile. mobile, Alabama mobile, and your mosquitoes are the largest and the thirstiest blood suckers I've ever ever. My ex-husband, we were there for commanders, Air Force commanders. Uh, that's true. The humidity, I don't know how you go out in Alabama. I just don't. Between I forget it from June, but I'll let you know because Dad is in Lower Alabama, Fort Walton Beach or Navarre, and I got to tell you, it was 81 degrees pretty much yesterday in Maryland. On land, it was 87. So it's warmer up here than it was down there. Now, that's not true in, I guess, in July and August, but anyway. All right, so, um, all right, Sharia is exactly, so Sharia is saying you don't know until you're sick or dizzy. Yeah, sick, good morning, Will. And Jane said she bought a mister. Mister only works when you have a low humidity. Mister, we had misters in California, Southern California. Misters, misters are fantastic in the desert because it's like a cool air. But I'll tell you, put a mister in a humidity area like Alabama or in Maryland, and it becomes an adult sprinkler. It just, it's like it never evaporates. So it spits water on you. So you get soaking wet. Yeah. Well, Melissa, where do you live, Melissa? Yeah. So Jane, I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you, there's very little that makes you feel better because we lived in the desert in California, in Southern California, the Inland Empire, and it would be 100 degrees, and I had misters around awning in my backyard, and as long as you're sitting out there with something like cold lemonade or cold something, and you had the misters on, and it looked like fog, 3 feet of fog, and when the wind blew and it hit you, it was chilly, kind of like if anybody who lives in the desert or in dry heat, there's not a lot of pools. When there's a pool, getting out of the pool, even in 100-degree temperature with zero humidity, or say with 15% humidity, you get out and you are cold because it's like a swamp cooler. The evaporated of just the reverse, the evaporation on your skin makes you cold. Just like if it is 80 degrees or 90 degrees here and you go swimming, okay, swim. Yeah, you can't. I lived in Washington State. Forget it. You've got humidity. Sequim is sequin, right? It's sequin. I when I lived there, I knew where all those places were. But when you go swimming and it's high humidity on the East Coast or Southeast, you get out of the pool and you don't even need a towel because it's not a big deal. It's not. All right, let me see. Okay, so it's okay. All right. So, okay. So Melissa says she used to live in the Mojave Swim. Yeah, swim. That's right. Swim. All right. That's how you say it. Swim, Washington. And Melissa says that she used to live in the Mojave Desert, and when she'd get hot, she'd take a shower, and then a cool shower, and she'd just walk out, and it would cool her down. I'll tell you, sitting outside in the heat of the day, like I think it's going to be 87, 88. I will be at the pool at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it'll be hot. I'm going to be in the shade because it's covered with sunscreen, and I'll jump in the pool. And then when I get out of the pool, again, you don't need uh, it's probably going to be 82 degrees, the pool temperature. But when the pool temperature is, say, 88 in the summer, 88 degrees, it's sunny out there, the temperature is 88 degrees, you never cool down. You have to sit in the water, find some shade, sit in the water, and not move, because if you move, uh, your heart rate gets up. You have to drink lots of cold water. So anyway, cooling. All right, cooling clothing. There, so I'm going to go over because that is our topic today. Cooling. To keep body temperature down, bathing or showering in cool waters were recommended for people with MS. But the idea is chilling. Start with warm or tepid water and gradually increase the coolness, giving your body time to adjust. Putting on a terry cloth bathrobe after showering is a shortcut to drying yourself and feeling luxurious. Uh, if you're low humidity, get out, just wrap yourself in the. I'd say, So what they're saying is get in the get in the shower. By the way, um, there was no safe area to shower at my dad's house, so I went down to the community pool or the association pool, swam every day and every other day, and I showered in their disability shower, which didn't have a seat. And I told them, I said, you could get a seat in there. But they had handles, so it was good. So anyway, so that's what they say. Get in, start with tepid water, and gradually cool it down. All right. So that is the first cooling advice. Anybody else have anything to share about uh, uh, how to take a cold shower? Because I just I don't like that. Now our second tip. Second tip is you'll stay cooler if you wear white clothing when out in the sun. White reflects the sun's rays, whereas dark colors absorb them. All right, light color. So, light color clothing, cooling vests, hats, neck bands, chair cushions, and products are available to keep you cool. Some are filled with polymer beads that absorb water and cool you through evaporation. Others utilize ice packets and cooling tubes. The is it the MS Foundation or the MS Association has a cooling packet. It's a box. All you have to do is it's free. Let them know. Let them know, and they'll send it to you. I did a video on YouTube about what they have, and it's like little water bags inside of a neck thing, and it has a I'd say it's like a water bag. Thank you, Karen. And you're supposed to put it in the refrigerator, I think, or maybe in the freezer. I don't know, but you get it really cold, and you wrap it around. They've got it for your pulse points on your wrist, and let me see, your pulse points, your jugular. It helps cool you, and then a hat. So that's free. It's free. I think it's the MS. You guys, let me know. Is it the MS Association or is it the MS Foundation? All right. I don't know who just posted that, but somebody just posted, asked me how my father is, and I'm going to ask you. Oh, it's Anna Marie. Anna Marie, hi there, Anna Marie. Go to my YouTube page, and I updated about my dad. So you can read that. It's all right. Thank you, Will. Will said MSAA. Jay says MS Foundation. Oh, MS Association is for cooling vests. Both. So contact both MSAA and the MS Foundation, and they'll be able to help you get something that'll cool you down. Uh, uh, I I use the hat that they gave me, but the water bottles that they cool down, that's supposed to cool you down. Once that gets warm, and I had it around my neck, and I was outside, and all of a sudden it was like a heat sink. I thought, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah, Jane says they had scarves, vests, and wrist cuffs. Exactly. So that was the MS Foundation. That was the box that I got. Did you get that box, Jane? I got the box. Are you Melissa Interstim? I have the Interstim. Which kind of Interstim are you getting? Is it axonic? Or you tell me you're getting axonic? Because that one is MRI approved. Love my love my new bladder. Love it. I'm not a leaky faucet, but I'll tell you, I'm having a rough time giving up panty liners, the incontinence panty liners. That I just don't think I can. I love it. I love that. And Jane says Amazon has. Hi, Deb. Uh, Jane says that Amazon has little fans that go around your your uh, uh, your neck. And what's good about the fan that goes around your neck is if you have a water bottle, and even if it's humid, put your hair up, all right, you just don't care what it looks like. Get the water bottle with the fan, right? As long as it's not plugged into the wall, because you'll electrocute yourself. If it's a battery operated fan that's blowing on your face, you can the spray the water bottle. In fact, spray the water bottle with a little bit of lemon, or better yet, a little bit of peppermint oil in it that'll chase away mosquitoes, and that's good for you, Sharia, because Mobile, Alabama is, I think, the king. You know, you don't go there unless you have a screen room. But anyway, peppermint oil. You spray that, you'll smell like peppermint. It'll be good. It's good stuff with the fan. And Tim Riches is over there in London or in UK, and he's freezing. You know, it's true. I'd rather be dealing with heat than cold because my feet get so cold. All right, Jane said, yeah, it's in Idaho. It's 47. It's Oh, because it's early, Jane. It's early by you. So, all right, you you Brits, you Brits, talking about centigrade, 12 degrees centigrade. Okay, convert. All right, where's Dennis? Dennis, you're my conversion guy. 12 degrees centigrade. You know what? Shame on me. I should just have a list. I should have a list. I don't know. I am. All right. Okay. Steel vest uses thermostrips. All right. Steel vest. It's, ooh, here. I've got some recommendations there. Steel, Steele, vest, it's one word, VEST, uses 5 thermostrip starch-based gel ice packs that fit into specially designed pockets, the front and back, to help keep your body cool. The gel packs can be frozen and refrozen, and they stay cool for up to 4 hours. 53 degrees. It conforms to your body for a slim, comfortable fit. Anyway, and it only weighs 5 pounds. That's good. All right. Thank you, Jane. Jane converted it from me. 12 degrees centigrade in the United Kingdom is 53 degrees Fahrenheit. 53 degrees Fahrenheit. That I'll tell you what, between 50 and 70 is good MS weather. And let's see. All right. What is, unless you're mobile? What are you talking about? What if, yeah, is that you answered me, Sheree? I don't know what you answered me. All right. The other, all right, Silver Eagle Outfitters offers the cooling vest, and it has a 3-layer evaporating cooling fabric that works with your body heat and tap water to improve upon the body's natural cooling process. The outer shell is DuPont, breathable, Teflon, African, yeah, forget, yeah. All right, so I was just, yeah, the day. All right, I understand. I understand because the last strip, the silver, the excuse me, steel vest is supposed to keep you cool for 5 hours or 4 hours unless you're in Alabama. That's right, 5 hours, and then it's true. Forget it. Then it's an hour, 45 minutes, right, Shreya? I've been there. I've been, yeah. It's, it's I it is shocking the temperature. It's shocking the temperature variances of the United States. It is. I've been in Oklahoma, and I enjoy experiencing the weather to remember that. And I remember it was so cold. It was winter, and I was walking across uh, in Oklahoma, and I'd never seen winds because I think it started on one side of Oklahoma, blew to the other side. There was a jackrabbit running like crazy, and they're jackrabbits in Oklahoma the size of small dogs. Um, but anyway, enough about that. And I've been in minus 42 is the coolest I've ever been in. Cold, minus 42 degrees. The crystals in your eyes freeze. Your nose sticks together. You have to cover. This is the way to walk. It was, that is not right. I don't know how people do it. All right, and Dennis. All right, and Jane is telling us, Jane also is a motorcycle chick. Many motorcycle companies sell cooling vests, and she has one from Harley Davidson or Harley, and she dips it in water, and it's good to go. Uh, you know what? And AK Akemi has the same type of chemi. They have gloves, therapeutic gloves, and the same type of cooling, the water activated cooling vest with crystals, and for moist simmer and hot. Let's see, for moist heat, they have moist heat and they have cool heat. So depending on what you soak it in, uh, you can either be cool or hot. All right, all right. Let me see. What are you? All right, everybody is at 52 degrees. It's the same temperature. Actually, it's a little cooler in Squim, Washington, than it is in across the pond in the United Kingdom. Just so you know. Just so you know. Rich. All right. So she is still and Jane dealing with it being cool. You know what? And it's funny. It's funny. We have so much. Maryland is so green, and it was interesting flying in over Baltimore, flying in and looking out the window and looking at the developments that were situated. It looked like in forest. It's just amazing, amazing. Versus going into Carson City, Nevada, when I fly over the desert and I see it's like there's no tree. It just and Jay, you have the tall trees in Coeur d'Alene, and 12 degrees centigrade. And right now, I get to drink some coffee. By the way, I was on the phone with my neurologist, or my neurologist's nurse. CVS, my Caremark, my pharmacy, just sent me a letter and sent them a letter that they're no longer going to cover rituximab, Retoxin. And why? I did a video a long time ago that warned everybody. I said, you know what? Genentech is a pharmaceutical company that makes Rituxan, and they were not going to get it approved for MS because once it was approved for MS, the patent would expire, which is what is just happening. It's expiring. So they why would they put money, hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars to get medication approved when it was going to go generic, and now you can get a regular aspirin instead of a bear. So they didn't. They put research into changing a medication and making it called another medication called Ocrevus, where it was approved for MS. Rituximab, off-label, is no longer going to be covered for anything because for CVS because it now you can get the generic formula. The generic formula is called RUX Ruxscience. RUXIENCE. Ruxence. Ruxence, actually. And it's generic. Generic. And if your doctor will prescribe that off label for you, uh, it's just like rituximab, and many pharmaceutical companies will pay for outright for free. So I'm looking into that. So I called up, and they didn't know about it, and the neurologist didn't know about it, but I do. I do. They yes, but get this, Jane. Yeah, my insurance will pay for that, and I'd rather take that than the Ocrevus because knowing that their rituximab had 17, 18 year safety record, and Ocrevus was very new, and it was made by the same. Hi, Vanessa. It was made by the same company. So the insurance will cover this if your doctor prescribes it off label. Here's the problem. They want me to come in to see the neurologist to talk about it because he's not sure he wants to prescribe that for MS. What? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I said, you know what? I'll watch my CD19 levels. I'm not going to talk. She says, come in and Genentech. Exactly. Genentech. Uh, I think it's TECH. GENENCH. I think it's Genentech. I have a video about Ocrevus rituximab, but it is by Karen now. You know what? And then Karen, yeah, because the oh no, so there is a generic rituximab that I will pursue when the time comes when my CD19 levels fall below 6. 6 is the number for me, for most of us. You want it actually under 7. But when you get the Ocrevus, the Retoxin, or this new generic medication, when you get that, your CD19 levels uh, drop down to really drop down to below 1%, below 1, and that's a good thing. That is a really good thing. All right, James and you know what, Jane? Jane saying they forgot or insurance. It's sinister what's going on out there. Sinister what insurance companies will pay for. Gina's here. You know what? Holy smoke! All right. For some reason my phone got really heated, overheated. How is that possible? All right. So if you guys are on YouTube there, if you can let them know on Facebook, I'm not. My secondary camera got overheated. Unbelievable. So, Gina, what I want to say is that remember, no one can make you take anything unless you agree to that. I know that they used to be like that to me too. They used to say the protocol is every 6 months, and I said, I want to see my CD 19 and 20 levels. Uh, so now I just insist on it, and I may be the only MS patient, or you guys might be, but that insists I don't go by the medication protocol because remember they are in the business to every time they sell a vial of that they make a little money. So it's good to go by a protocol. Every 6 months I want you to take this, or that's what they prescribe. But how your body uses the medication. I'll tell you what, I had rituximab, I think 3 years ago. That lasted a year and a half before I needed another, before my CD19 levels went above 6. Well, I had it last December, and yeah, and then they tested my CD19 levels, and the end of April they were back up to 6 or 7. I don't know what was going on, but I needed rituximab again. I yeah, I had a whole gram too, so it didn't make any sense. But at least there was a chemical reason. I had it on a piece of paper. Hi, AJ. Uh, and that's huge. You know what? If your neurologist doesn't do blood work and you take the medication blindly that they prescribe instead of getting a hold of the blood work, insisting on it, reading it, and talking to the neurologist, remember, the neurologist is only 50% of your treatment, right? God gave you a mind to talk to the neurologist, get your blood checked, make sure your levels on CB. Let me see. Just your all of it. You just get all of it. Check before you agree to take anything. Uh, you know what, Sharia, your Facebook froze because my phone camera got so overheated. That's the first time it ever happened. It just the whole phone said emergency, emergency. Your phone's overheating. We've got to turn it off. So you know what? My foot is cold. I know how to cool it down. Put it in my cold foot. But anyway, yeah, please, 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 Emma's Meerkats, please, Emma's live audience, please. If you learned anything from each other, if you learn one thing from me, one thing, it's be your own advocate. Save your life and look at the blood work before you let a doctor dictate what you should be putting in your body. I just, oh my God. Oh, Sarah, you went back to Sabri. Rituximab has been wonderful for me. I would love to go back to Sabri because Sabri was my favorite, but yeah, I've had MS so long that they say no. They say no. All right, Sharia, get your CBC levels, your chem levels, and ask for CBC D19, and your lymphocyte panel. Thank you, Karen. See, so ask for those things. Also, ask for vitamin D levels, which should be in your metabolic panel. Ask for that. That is reasonable. And I'll tell you what, when you get the results, look at it. It'll tell you on the site. Ask for a copy of your results to be emailed to you and sent to you, because you want to hold them and you want to look at them. You want to look at where where you're supposed to be. Vitamin D levels. It'll tell you the range of your calcium levels. Know what you're supposed to, know. You need to be a doctor. You need to know these things chemically. And I can teach you how to look at these things. In fact, I don't even have to teach you. The chart will tell you where you should be. It'll say your proper range. And all of a sudden you can say, well, how come my lymphocytes, I've got lymphopenia. Why are they so, it sounds dangerous. Well, that's the goal of our medications, to suppress our lymphocytes. We have to do that. We have to do that. So it's not to panic. It's not to panic you. AJ, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, anyway, please be an advocate. Please, because you know what, MS is. I'm not going to say like everybody else likes to say MS sucks. No, you know what, MS is challenging. It is hard. But what the hell else do we have to do? What else? What else? I got nothing else going on today. Might as well deal with MS. That's not true. I got to unpack. Call my dad. I don't know. Anyway, so please check your blood work. Please, you know what? If you haven't looked at your blood work, when we're done here, call your general practitioner and ask for the order. Ask for the order. CD19, it's the cell clusters. CD, each cell, all right, how are we going to do this? All right, each cell, pretend this is a cell, has I think 99 CDs on it, right? Cell designators. The cell designators, 1 through 99, each tell the cell its job. All right, CD19 is one of the cell designator that tells this cell to attack the myelin. That there's things that happen in the body of somebody with MS that is bad. So this cell, it causes it to go maverick. So what we want to do is yeah, I know we MS people love to say we have chemotherapy, but what rituximab and Ocrevus and all this stuff is it leaves the cell, doesn't destroy the cell like in radical chemo, like if you have breast cancer. It kills the CD19. This cell kills that. All right, so now you have all these cell clusters like this all around that tell the cell what to do. So you're not going to get sick, chances are, but the CD19 hopefully won't cause us to have attacks. So CD19, right? If it's above 7, it's time for you to get another infusion. Again, I'm not a doctor. It's very important that you know. I'm not a doctor. I cannot give advice. I have no, and we can't give each other advice. But the blood levels, asking for these tests, gives us the ability to ask questions to our doctors. And that is so important. And it gives us the ability for us to talk to each other and say, what does this mean? And Melissa, you have been God's blessing to us. Uh, 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 just God's blessing to us in asking that question because it's a worthy question. Why? Why do we get that check? So, all right. So, thank God, AJ. About time you're with us. You need to be with us. So, until Tuesday, I'll be a little. I'm going to answer questions depending on where you want to take this. I'm your host again, Dulci Hill. Go to msfrontier.org. See, what the resources we have for you. Um, May the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, keep your hearts and minds on Christ Jesus. Again, we're in His hands. Doesn't you know what? When you get stressed out, looking out, right? Look up, because God provides for us everything we need, including each one of us for each other. Love you all, and I know you love each other. And I will see you. Have a wonderful, blessed week, and I'll see you on Tuesday. All right? Bye.